Hello guys, welcome to Inside Electronics. So in today's episode it's going to be a really simple item which is a telephone ring indicator. As you can already see, this thing connects to a telephone line. See, there is an RJ11 socket over here and a typical, this kind of pin which is really similar to what you can find on an Asian countries. That is the power. This is a power socket, 230 volts power socket, and this was used in the early days for telephone connection. See, even the pitch of them matches really perfectly. And back in the days, the RJ11 connectors was rare, and the phones actually came. There was no sockets that is built onto the phone, but there was like the two wires are coming straight out from the phone. There is no connector in between, and the two uh, outermost and the extreme ends of those two wires are just exposed, and you need to find a suitable connector depending on what kind of socket you have on your house. That is the way earlier phones were connected in here in India. And inside this it's just nothing. The two wires just connect straight to it, and we can actually plug this in to a suitable socket. And that's the way the earlier telephone connectors are used. But nowadays these kind of have seen its better days. They are no longer used anywhere. Currently all the latest telephone sockets are, even the wall outlet for telephones are using the RJ11 as a standard. So this particular thing has no use at the moment because these type of connectors are rarely seen anywhere. But back in the days, this thing is used to get a visual indication at night. Normally it is helpful at night. It can be used day or night, it just doesn't matter. But usually this thing, what it does is it makes this LED glow when there is an activity going on with your telephone. Like if a ring signal comes, the LED blinks or it flickers according to the ring signal. If you actually pick up the phone, this thing will stay on, and just to give a visual indication. That's all it does, and that was really useful at night. And enough of talking. Let's actually open these things and see what actually makes this thing tick. So actually, okay, let me tell you something. Okay, before that, let me open this first. And I told you guys that the pitch of this telephone connector and an AC mains connector matches exactly, and that makes a really an undesirable problem there. Oh, that screw there is stuck, I think. Let's Okay, there it comes. So inside, all it is just simple wiring. You can see two wires coming like that. And back in the day, the phone ends I told you that back in the day the two wires are exposed, and this is how exactly they ended up at the extreme ends, at the using a spade connector at the end. All you need to do is just find a plug like that and just screw in the spade connectors to screw. That was the earlier days. And the wiring is really simple. You can see two wires coming from here, the green and the red one. The green one goes straight into the socket, which seems like that one over there, the taller one. And the red one goes to a 500 and green, blue, brown 560 ohms resistor, and the other end of the resistor goes to the bottom pin right there. And basically the LED is across the 560 ohms resistor. So if I draw that, let me draw that for you. Let me just draw it. So all it is just really simple. If I just draw it like that, that's a 560 ohms resistor, 560 ohms, and this is PSTN, and this is where you normally connect your phone to phone. Okay, and this is how the LED is connected across. Basically this is how this thing works. The input line goes, there is a 560 ohms resistor, and here is your phone. So what happens is that whenever there is an activity going on, like a ring signal, or if you actually pick up the phone, the signal, there is a DC signal going on through this line, and that signal drops just enough voltage across this resistor so that this LED can glow. You know, that's really that simple. There is nothing more inside this thing. If I can actually demonstrate that for you. If I just use a 9-volt battery, if I plug a 9-volt battery in like that, I hope it is connected, and if I short these two connectors inside, see, I hope you can see that better if I turn the light off. See that? So all I'm doing is I'm just shorting these two pins together like that. If I focus on it, and I connected a battery across here. So all I did was that created enough voltage drop across this resistor to make this thing glow. And that was exactly it. So when a ring signal comes, let's say it was, the ring signal has a particular frequency to it, like particular shape to it, like let's say it's like that. So based on that, the voltage drop across this resistor is also varying, and that makes the voltage drop across it varying, and which makes the LED glow in accordance with the signal that is received. And when you pick up the phone, the signal is just steady, and even if it creates the tiny voice modulation, the drop across this will not be that much varying to make that visible over here. So yeah, basically that's it. And there is the reason I was talking, the design flow of this thing that I was talking about. You see, the pitch of this thing matches exactly with this is a 230 volts AC socket, right? So if I plug this in like that, you can see it matches perfectly. See, have you ever seen anything like that anywhere else other than in India? Like, the pitch of the plug that is used to go with a telephone line matches exactly with the pitch of a standard AC socket. If I plug here, there it goes. And if I short that now, something interesting is going to happen. I'm not going to do that anyways. That was a serious design flaw back in the day, but now we are safe because this thing are no longer being in use. So yeah, basically that's it. Thanks for watching. See you in another videos.